Hey yo, what it is, bitch? I'm back with another motherfucking story time, bitch. Cause my dumb ass keeps going on these dates with niggas that ain't shit. But on accident though, I don't be trying to find niggas that ain't shit, but they just be attracting my ass, okay? So let's all have a drink for this fucking story time, because this story time is fucking stupid. And even wrapping my head around it, I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, grow up. Okay. Um so I've been trying to be more classier now. And instead of Bumble, I tried eHarmony. So eHarmony is a paid website for anybody who is interested and who's single and blah blah blah. It's a paid website, so usually it's about $15 a month. And to me, eHarmony is similar to Christian Mingle because you don't do the little swiping bullshit like you do on Bumble and Tinder. You don't be like, just swipe, no, this person has a fat ass, swipe right. Oh, this person's nose is like a Jew nose, swipe left. Okay, it's not like that. It's like you actually have to take a fucking compatibility test to see if y'all match. If y'all agree on political views, religious stuff, and just overall relationship shit. Okay, so I met this guy on eHarmony, and let me tell y'all. Okay, eHarmony has a lot of older guys. If you're a type of chick that likes older men like I do, it's a good look. But if you don't like older men, if you like men in their 20s, you don't need to be on this site. 'Cause ain't no motherfucker in their 20s on this goddamn site. Okay, it's all a bunch of men who are 35 and up, or 30s, bitch, early 30s. Okay, so meet this guy. I matched with this guy. He's really cute, but he's 40 years old, bitch. Okay, and I know y'all think I'm a hoe and everything, and I be just dating any old man, but no, I don't, honey. 40 years old is the oldest I've ever tried to date. Like, I've never tried to date any guy over 40 or 40. So this was like a stretch for me. I'm like, what the fuck? Because he looks so young. That was a weird thing, y'all. This nigga looked like Idris Elba. If anybody knows who Idris Elba is, he fine as hell. And I'm not even the one that likes dark skinned dudes. I'm team high yellow niggas. I love me a good looking a nigga that's at least Chris Brown's color. Okay, that's a fine nigga to me. But he was fine. He was dark skinned. He was 6'6", his profile said. He had the little salt and pepper beard going on. He had like, the little gray streaks and, beard and everything. And he was a pilot. And I was like, oh shit, he a pilot. He can fly a bitch around. I can meet some of my fans in other states if me and him start dating. He older, he fine. He got, and it said that he lived like 20 minutes away from me, y'all. And he had his own house, bitch. I was like, hell yeah, sign me up, ho. And like a gentleman, he hits me up first. And the thing I do like about eHarmony is that dudes can actually hit you up first. Because with fucking Bumble and shit, you gotta hit the niggas up first. But honey, on eHarmony, the dudes mainly hit you up first, okay? So he hits me up first and he basically says, you have the most innocent face I've ever seen. You're very beautiful. What island are you from? I'm like, dude, I'm from fucking Atlanta, Georgia, bitch. I'm a fucking Georgia peach. Ain't no fucking island around me, bitch. He's like, well, your cheekbones are so beautiful. Your eyes are so slanted. I just thought you were like Panamanian or some shit. I just thought you were like West Indies or something. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. But, you like my face? That's cool though. And I basically was like, so are you really 40 because you look 25? Because really this nigga looked like Idris Elba but younger. Like, and it's crazy because he was 40 years old, but he looked like literally, like when we were out, I felt like I was on a date with someone who's just 30. So we get to talking and he starts telling me about how he's dated all these strippers. Then I end up telling him, in case y'all don't know, I stripped for a little bit back when I was like 20. I stripped for like a month, and then I quit because I was like, a girl, I'm not about to get paid for no dick sucking, bitch. Because that's what they started wanting me to do, was to get paid to fuck some of these dudes at the hotel nearby my strip club. And I was like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. So I quit. I got a normal job. So I started telling him that shit, and he's like, oh my God, I just love that about you. You're so real. You're so fucking honest. I love strippers. That's all I used to date when I was, when I was in my 30s. I used to always date strippers. I dated a porn star. He named a famous porn star's name, and I'm like, bitch, you done fucked her? That bitch done had 3,000 dicks up in her. And at that moment, I was thinking in my mind, must wear 3 condoms when I'm fucking this guy because, bitch, I don't know where you been, okay? So I end up asking him, I'm like, so are you sure you're ready to settle down? If you dated strippers and porn stars, sound like you into the, party life, you into the, you about that, whole life, that thought in life, bitch. And are you really ready to find a girlfriend? He's like, I really want He's like, I'm 40 years old. I'm getting too old to be fucking these strippers. I really want to get married in the next, few years. I can't just be 40 years old fucking strippers and porn stars my whole life, Yeah, I know. That's fucking creepy. So we end up exchanging numbers and everything because, I thought he was funny, charismatic. We're both cancers, actually. His birthday's like 2 days, not 2 days, 2 weeks away from mine. So I thought we would have a lot of shit in common, right? So, we started talking more. He actually called me the first night. We exchanged numbers, and that's a big turn on for me. I love a man who can fucking pick up the fucking phone and call a bitch instead of just texting the whole fucking night through. So he calls me. We're on the phone for 2 hours, y'all. I have not been on the phone with a guy for 2 hours since my ex. Okay, I have not really found that connection, I thought, to really be on the phone with somebody for 2 fucking hours. Okay, so the whole time we're talking, he tells me he has a son and he was engaged 3 times. All the girls ran away, and I'm like, so why do these bitches keep running away? Your dick? Is your dick whack? You don't know how to eat booty? What's the problem? He's like, no, it's not that. They're super insecure. They don't understand that I'm a party goer. I travel a lot. Every city I go to, I have to like hit up a club. I have to find out what's popping in their city. And a lot of women are super insecure. But you seem fun. You seem like you down for it. You seem like if we were to go out of town, you would go with me to the strip club. I'm like, well, not. I wouldn't particularly want to, but okay. Think what you want to think, bitch. He's like, well, I just feel like, since you were a stripper before, you'd understand my lifestyle. Even though, I just love just, experiencing life, and you seem fun too. And I just want to find a woman to experience life with, and they're all boring as fuck. And I just couldn't deal with that. I'm like, so why'd you have a kid with one of them? He's like, well, the pussy was too good for me to pull out. Okay. So you 40 years old and you're talking about the pussy was too good for you to pull out. Like, really? Like, anyway. I digress, bitch. I was drinking that night and I was on the phone with him. Like, I was on the phone with this dude till like about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was just like, fuck it, this guy's a pilot. He makes good money. He was telling me he has a 5-bedroom house. He has a actual stripper pole in his basement with a pool. And I was like, bitch, I'll just keep riding this wave, it ain't gonna hurt for him to buy me a dinner or two, bitch. So after we get off the phone, mind y'all, this is 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so when he called me that night, he was out of town. And then he was like, fuck it, you inspired me to get on a earlier flight back to Atlanta so I could see you sooner. Okay, so basically, we were up till 2 o'clock in the morning talking on the phone. This nigga got on a flight at 5 a.m. to get back home to Atlanta early so he could see me quicker because he claimed that he was gonna stay on his little trip until like 2 days, for 2 days. But he's like, no, I'm gonna cut this shit short because I really want to meet you. Let's meet up, Saturday night. So by this time it was Friday morning. He was telling me all this shit. So he's like, well, you got one day to really get ready to meet me. I'm really excited to see you. I haven't felt this connection since my fiance, and blah, 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 all this shit blowing my head up. Telling me that I'm so gorgeous. He would send me good morning texts. Good morning, beautiful. I'm thinking about you. You're the funniest woman I've met in the wild. Blah, 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 blah. All that bullshit, bitch. He even said, you have never had any good dick because you've never squirted before, but I'm going to make you into a squirter. I'm like, dude, let's just go out to eat first. So, I was like, before you start talking about making a bitch squirt, why don't you just fucking buy me a drink first? God damn, So then he starts saying that whole line, well, we're both grown. If the shit flows well, then it flows well. I'm not going to judge you if you sleep with me on the first night. I'm like, no, I don't believe in sleeping with people on the first night. I'm just really still getting to know you. He's like, I get it. I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead of things. I just haven't felt such a strong connection in a while. I promise you, I'm just not just here to fuck you. I'm like, okay. So we set up a date. Actually, I worked last Saturday, so I didn't get off till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This nigga was blowing him. He was hitting me up, talking about can we make this shit early? I'm like, why? Why? He's like, oh, I'm just hungover. I'm like, why are you so hungover? He's like, well, last night, I didn't tell you this. Last night, I went to the strip club. And me and my homeboys, we did a whole bunch of Jaeger bombs. We got kicked out of IHOP after because we were so drunk and disorderly. And I almost lost my keys in the Uber. And I'm like, dude, you're 40 years old. You're doing all this shit. I didn't say this to him because I'm like, well, if I were to judge him, he's probably not gonna ever not want to see me. So I'm like, okay, this nigga, what the fuck? He's on one. So I'm like, so why'd you do all that shit? Is this a normal thing for you? He's like, no, it was just because I came home early and they wanted to surprise me with a party. Yeah, we went to Strokers, and if y'all don't know what Strokers is not only a strip club, y'all, it's a swingers club. Strokers, folks be fucking in the damn VIP room, bitch. So that's another thing. I was like, hell no, I ain't fucking this nigga. I ain't going to this nigga's house. As much as I'd like to see his house, I ain't going to this nigga's house. I already decided in my head, bitch, we need. So anyway, he hits me up, Saturday afternoon when I was still at work. He was all like, oh, let's make this early when you get off. I said 3. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna come over like 4:30 or something. I'm like, okay. No one, this me personally, I hate going on first dates when it's super rushed or like I'm just off work. Like, cause I'm still in business mode. When I just get off work, y'all, I'm still in business mode for at least 2 hours. So I had to rush my black ass home after work. No stops or anything. So I was like, no, I need to get straight home so I can look good as hell for this nigga. Cause this nigga is a 40-year-old, who makes 6 figures. He's a pilot. He makes a lot of money. He actually also had a side business. So he really made bank, bitch, y'all. This nigga had a new Mercedes. This nigga had a 2018 Mercedes, bitch. This nigga made bank. Not only did he have the Mercedes, he had a Jeep too. So I was like, no, I need to really, really look good for this fucking date. So, I did the whole first date shit. I jumped in the shower. Actually, if y'all want to see what I wore on my first date, go to my Instagram page, Olivia Killing You Hoes, and I'll put the link down below, and you'll see the dress I wore on my first date. And the picture is like my most recent picture, and it says titties. So you'll see what I wore and see that I looked good, bitch. I didn't look like no raggedy ass hoe. So, he picks me up in the fucking Mercedes, and he's all like, he comes right on time. That I'll give him that. He was on time as fuck. He was not a late motherfucker. As hungover as he was, he still made it on time. So he comes in his Mercedes, and he's all like, he already told me to wear heels, but my dumbass, I forgot to wear heels at the time. He's like, he saw my flip flops. He's like, no, you're gonna go back in the house. You're gonna pull some heels. I know you got some heels. You used to be a stripper. I want you to wear some heels. So he made me walk back in my fucking house to get my fucking heels, bitch. Okay? And this will be the kicker once you find out where we actually went. So you'll wonder why the fuck did this nigga make me wear heels. So he's like, no, I just think you look so sexy in heels. It's not because I'm trying to be controlling. I'm just you look really good in heels. So, run back in the house, and I get my heels on instead. He's like, yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. He's like, so where are we going to go? And I said, oh, let's go to this Italian restaurant. There's this good mom and pop Italian restaurant close to my house. And, they have good martinis. They have good pasta. He's like, nah, I ain't fucking with no pasta. I ain't fucking with no pasta. Do I look Italian to you? That shit sounds too bougie. That shit sound like I can't have no damn fun at that motherfucker. I'm like, okay, you calm down a little bit, nigga. Calm down. I'm like, so what type of food you like? He's like, I like barbecue. Y'all got some good barbecue joints around here? I'm like, yeah. So I told him the good barbecue joints we have. He's like, yeah, let's go Jim and Nick's. So if y'all don't know, Jim and Nick's is a fucking barbecue chain restaurant in the South in Georgia here, and it just specializes in like ribs and fucking catfish and fucking pulled pork and shit like that. Shit did you basically eat at a fucking church luncheon or a family reunion, bitch. The fuck? Don't get me wrong. If we've been dating a long time and, you want to just hit up a barbecue joint, I don't mind. But honey, on the first date, you should take your woman's consideration in first before you start to just name out shit, okay? It's either you're going to take my consideration or you're going to plan something out. And I already know where we're going to go. You know what I mean? Don't be like telling me that my place is too bougie and you ain't never been there. Because the fucking Italian place that I was referring to wasn't even that damn expensive. It was actually cheaper than fucking Olive Garden or like Maggiano's or like Macaroni Grill, chain Italian restaurant. It was a mom and pop, it was a really nice, quaint place, and it wasn't even that damn expensive, like they always had specials. So I was like, okay, you're just overly judging for no goddamn reason. So, I just went along with it because I didn't want no drama. I wanted to, fuck it, I'm just going to see this guy out because, we are both cancers. We seem to have a lot in common over the phone. We talked on the phone 2 hours straight. He's been consistent with his communication. He's not, he's been very attentive with me and he's been very complimentary. So let's just go to this fucking barbecue restaurant and, see where things head. So on our way there, he's all like, "Oh, you live out in the fucking boonies. My God. Shit, I might have to rescue you from the country. Goddamn, did you vote for Trump or something? Like, why you live out here?" I'm like, "Bitch, cause I'm country as hell. You the country motherfucker trying to go to a barbecue spot on the first date." And he's like, "Yeah, I guess you right. You funny. You just as funny as you is on the phone. You cool. Shit." So we arrived there. And we sit down and he's like, "There's too many white people here." I'm like, "Well, you want to go to a barbecue joint? This is kind of a white folks barbecue joint anyway." He's like, "Yeah, there's too many white people here. It's kind of making me uncomfortable." Then he starts going on this whole rant about how white folks are single-handedly killing our country, how white people are the devil, how white people ruined his life through college and blah, blah, blah. All this spiel about how much he hates white people. Which, I don't date white guys anymore, but damn, that's just stupid. Why are you telling me this shit on a first date? This first date is supposed to be about us getting to know each other a little bit more, not you hating white folks and saying that Bush never cared about black people or Trump don't care about black people. What the fuck that got to do with me? Okay. Anyway, so I digress. I have my glasses on, so if you guys don't know, I have glasses. I wear glasses every day, and I have my glasses on. He's like, "Take them glasses off." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, I just feel like you look prettier without your glasses. Your glasses make you look a little bit too studious." I'm like, "What do you mean? I work in a pharmacy. I have eye problems. I need to wear these glasses. I'm not always gonna be, what you want me to do? Be blind?" He's like, "No, but you just fine without them." So I took off my glasses, and he was all like, "So tell me all about your stripper past." I'm like, "Dude, that was like when I was 20. Like, I'm 23 now. I have a real job now. I'm going back to school. Like, I'm not a stripper anymore." He's like, "Yeah, I know you aren't, but I feel like stripper you was probably more fun." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, right now I just feel like you're just being a little bit too quiet." I'm like, "Well, I'm not trying to be too quiet. You just keep talking about yourself. You keep ranting about white people out of nowhere and talk about yourself. I'm not trying to be quiet and timid." He's like, "Well, you are. It's weird. You go from talking on the phone for 2 hours with somebody and then you're just a mute." And then, I just started dominating the conversation myself because it was like, dude, if you're gonna be telling me that I'm quiet, bitch, I'm gonna turn the fuck off, okay? Because I'm not always fucking quiet, bitch. That's like, you calling me quiet is almost like calling me ugly. Because my ex used to call me quiet and awkward, and that shit just did not sit well with me, honey. You don't be calling me fucking quiet and awkward. You don't even know my ass. So So I just started talking about, "Oh, well, I started talking about my last bad date, y'all. I just started going in on the last bad dates I've been on and how I hope he ain't like this." And how I do have a YouTube channel and I talk about these niggas and yeah. He's like, "Oh, I want to see that shit. That shit sounds funny. I want to see your YouTube." I'm like, "No, you're not going to see it. Haha, for obvious reasons." Then he gave me this look of, like, "Really? Like, you really said that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." He's like, "Well, I've been on some bad dates too. I went out with one bitch. She was ratchet as hell. She bought pork skins in her purse, and she was eating them at the steakhouse we went to. I was just hoping you wasn't gonna be that ghetto. I was assuming that since you had blue hair, that we should go somewhere that wasn't bougie because I didn't know how you would act inside of a bougie restaurant. So I was assuming that you would have been like her, but I'm glad you're not like her. I mean, yeah, you're a little bit too quiet for my taste, but I'm just so glad you're not ghetto. And whenever you're ready to show me your YouTube, I'd love to see it before you make videos about me." I'm like, "Honey, you ain't gonna see it." Because this is on and popping. And he's like, "Well, shit, my headache's getting worse." He started saying his headache was getting worse. He was starting to, basically tell the waitress that he wanted the check. And then the waitress was like, "Oh, so what are y'all going to do after this? There's so much shit to do around here, blah, blah. It's warm." Because Saturday it was like 80 degrees. He's like, "Oh, no, ain't nothing to do around here. I'm hungover. I'm going to go home." That's what he told the waitress. Who the fuck tells a waitress that shit? And then that moment, as fun as that nigga was, I was mad as hell. I'm like, why? How is this nigga gonna tell the waitress that he's hungover and we ain't gonna do shit after this? Mind y'all, this is only at 7 o'clock in the evening on a Saturday, honey. This nigga Not only Not only did he basically insult me saying I was too quiet and I wasn't like I was on the phone, this nigga was rushing basically to pay and get out because he claimed he had such a hangover, right? So when we're in the car, he's all like, "Oh, can we do something? Can we do that whole lake thing?" Because I mentioned let's go to a lake after. He's like, "Can we just do that whole lake thing another day? I'll be in town for 2 weeks. You know where to find me. I'll send you my address." And maybe you can come over one day, wink, wink. And I'm like, just laughed or whatever. And he drives me home. And this is the shit I don't get. If you don't like me, why are you kissing me? Okay. So this nigga, he holds the door out. He was nice about that. I get out and he gives me the ginormous bear hug, right? And he kisses me, smack my lips. And he was like, "Damn it, I want to smack your ass. But I knew you wanted me on your best behavior because you're so quiet. And I didn't want to startle you, but damn, your ass is fat." I'm like, "Okay. You have a safe trip home, honey." And, he drives off, whatever. I didn't hear from this nigga till midnight. And what the message read was, "Hey, are you still too shy now? What you doing? I'm home if you want to come through." I said, "No. If you can't stay longer than 2 hours on a date, I'm not going to drive to see you or whatever." He's like, "Well, damn, I knew we wasn't a real match anyway. When you came in with your glasses on, looking like somebody's auntie, I don't think this is even going to work out." And then he never responded. I said something else after that. I think I said, "FAO, you're really judging my glasses." And he never responded. Nothing. I haven't heard from him. I actually tried to reach out to him to say something else, and this nigga never responded. He just kept holding on to the fact I had glasses, and I was too quiet, and I wasn't like like I was over the phone, and saying that I deceived him, and saying that I was too quiet, and I wasn't fun enough. Honey, I think he was really wanting the 20-year-old me bitch. Honey, I've matured, I've grown older, I've been through some shit since then. I've grown mature, honey. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, y'all. I don't understand why these 40-year-old men are expecting people to act like fucking Barbie dolls, okay? Like, you're fucking 40 years old, grow up. It just seems like nowadays excuses are like assholes. Everyone has them, bitch, because there's no fucking way that being too quiet is worthy of being ghosted, honey. Okay? You're dumb as shit. Okay? I can't even. And I feel like my dating life is being cursed by you know who, okay? And y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. But I digress, bitch. I'll still keep pushing on. My love is out there, bitch. My real love is out there, And I've also decided that since y'all love my dating stories and also me talking shit about other YouTubers like I used to, I'm going to do one day a week. I'm going to talk about niggas. And the other day a week, I'm going to talk about YouTubers and talking shit about them and gossip and shit. Okay? So one day is about niggas. One day is about gossip and bullshit, honey. So stay tuned. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.